Well, it seems like we had a Shonen Jump day, don't you agree? Because even early translation of Black Clover was released. Still, I have a feeling we are awaiting something, some despair like, as the history is actually moving pretty fast. So I wonder really what will happen. As all of the members say goodbye to the Black Bull and their place, it turns out Charmy has captured the leaders, well, not the leaders, the the White Naya subordinates, apparently in her cotton, and they can't break free, and they're even small. I gotta say again, Charmy's magic is extremely versatile. It's just that she's so lazy, so she cannot even understand it. As the bids farewell to Kaito and Kaihano, he proclaims that he's sure there will be a magic that can fix them, and he will fix both of his arm as well. So it turns out that Kaito has made a fake foot thanks to the High Priest magic. And even though Kahano's voice has yet to fix, I wonder, will they really be fixed? I hope so. And then finally, they are home. And it turns out that the only one who did not get on that mission was Gordon, that, weird looking guy that dressed like a police officer but has makeup, so that reminds me of an Okama. Don't know why. Turns out that everybody is pretty scared of him, and they wonder if he's angry. But it turns out, just like all the Black Balls, he has a quirk. And apparently Gordon Agripa, as he called, isn't an angry or technically scary guy. Well, the fat lips and the weird eyes doesn't really help. But apparently he's just a loner that wants more friends. In a way, that is more sad than funny, but you cannot help but laugh a little bit, mostly because of the misunderstanding, and cry that. And so they decides to go to teleport to the Sorcerer's Emperor together with Asta and Charmy. And even though Asta's arm has yet to healed, and so they have turned in the criminals and the corpse of Veto and given the magic stone. And it turns out that no one really believed that when Julius made Jami leader of the Magic Knights. So in the end, they really have an odd friendship, but it's still pretty good. And even Julius congratulates Asta. You can say whatever you want, but I think Julius honestly will have great expectations of Asta. I think even more than he has of Juno. Who knows? Of course, then Asta does something that is actually pretty... I don't want to say out of character, but it feels like, why didn't he do it the first time? Then again, that wasn't really an appropriate time either. He asks for the Sorcerer's Emperor's autograph. And finally, Marx calls in, and here it happens that many of us guessed. We wondered, what happened to Diamond Kingdom? Well, my friends, turns out the Diamond Kingdom is again attacking. And they had the 3 commanders and many different people with them this time. That was fast. I mean, Black Clover is known for its extremely high pace that sometimes feels a little bit too fast. It depends on what this will happen. Don't you agree? And it's 3 commanders, one ugly-looking older guy, one arrogant-looking younger guy, and a bearded, arrogant guy who calls the Clover weaklings. The Diamond and the Clover seems to have been at odds with each other for a time. We don't know yet. And that is, I think, one of the flaws of Black Clover. We have many mysteries that we do not know, but the story is going so fast that we technically do not really get to hear what is happening. That is one of the flaws of Black Clover. And now the only ones who are gonna stop the Diamond Kingdom from attacking this town of Kitten, which is a main defense, is actually the Golden Dawn, who apparently a very long time ago drove them away the first time. And that's how they became known as the best Magic Knights. And Juno, well, that the captain, and two others are there. The other guy, I remember, but I don't know his name. And then a very feminine looking young man. I'm making a wild guess, a very wild guess here, but I'm thinking that feminine looking boy, I mean, it sure looks like a boy, um, is Finral's younger brother. I mean, if that turns out to be a female, then ugh, well, it doesn't matter. Even though William says it's time to bring the violent guest back home. And also, we see a familiar smoke vehicle. Isn't that the same guy that was in the dungeon? Either way, the bearded guy seems to ride some kind of earth magic. The older guy seems to have some kind of smiley wind smoke like magic. While, well, the arrogant looking young man seems to have some lightning magic. Also, another guy seems to ride on a stag beetle. So, again, we have had that theory about is that member of the White Demon Knight Demon Eye a resurrected Mark's sister? I guess maybe we will soon find out. Don't you agree? But if the Golden Dawn makes quick work of them, then well, fine. But it turns out that Aster's arms are still broken. I do not like that. It almost seems to hint that he cannot heal them. But I mean, now it almost seems to tell us that Juno is gonna swipe away all of the Diamond Kingdoms to make Aster once again lose faiths. I mean, he told me he doesn't have time to despair because there's a guy he has to beat. And something tells me he won't be able to be, and if Juno beats all of these guys single-handedly, well, then Aster's big points that he got from defeating Vedo will go straight down again. What do you think will happen? Give me your thoughts if you have any.